Hi, hello, welcome to or back to my channel. So today we are going to be attempting to review all 600, not quite, all 69 books I read in 2023. I literally have them all around me. I'm literally surrounded by books. It was really hard to get a thumbnail. I don't know how it's turned out, but yeah. This is a lot of books to go through, and I'm going to try and review them in like a couple sentences and just not talk too much, because then this video would be like 3 hours long and no one wants that. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it. I feel like the lighting is absolutely awful, but I'm filming this like 5 o'clock. It's pitch black outside, so we've got to do with my bedroom lighting, which isn't the best, so I do apologise for that. But this will not be in order of when I read the books, because my Goodreads is kind of all over the place and nothing's in order, so I do apologise about that. But yeah, let's get into it. I have tried to put authors together and series together. The first book on the pile is Haunting Adeline by H.G. Carlton. This I gave a 4-star. Check trigger warnings. It is so insanely dark, but so addictive. Like I said, this is going to be quick reviews. You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Byron, which I gave a 2.5 star. I'm probably going to bump it down to a 2. I'd never think about this book. It was so boring in my opinion, like there wasn't much to it. The Ex-Hex and the Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. I gave the Ex-Hex a 4-star. I thought this one was so adorable, and I loved the little town, the witch vibes, and I also loved the relationship. And then the second one in the series, the Kiss Curse, I gave a 3-star. Nowhere near as good as the first one in my opinion. I feel like I read this at the wrong time. It just didn't hit the same as the Ex-Hex. Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister, which I gave 3-star. I can see why this would work for so many people, but for me it was just too slow and wasn't that thrilling. Like the twist was good, but it didn't hit for me because I wasn't connected to the characters, and I feel like this is a story where you do need to be connected to the characters for that ending twist to hit. None of This Is True by Lisa Joel, which I gave a 4.5 star. This was so much darker than I was expecting, and the twists were crazy. Like every page something was going on, like some twist. This was just incredible to me, and I think the way it was written and the way it ended was just phenomenal. The Last Word by Taylor Adams, another insanely twisted thriller. I highly recommend this one, and also as a book lover, you're probably going to love this book if you are a book lover, because the author is one of the main protagonists in this. It's about an author going after someone who left a bad review. The second I heard that, I had to read it, and there's so much packed into this book, and I think it's incredible. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogo, which I gave a 3.5. The start of this was really slow for me, but towards the end I did start to like the relationship a bit more. It just was a little bit hard to connect to them. I found the characters a little bit annoying, but I would recommend it. It is really cute. Next we have Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. This story is just so heartbreaking, and it is a thick book. Do not let that stop you, because that definitely put me off it, but it was so beautiful. Like the story is beautiful, and highly recommend this one, and I gave this a 4-star. 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown, 3 stars. A little bit boring, wasn't much depth. The only thing I've really liked about this book was the family in it, but the romances in this book, no depth at all. Like it was just so instilling, and I didn't enjoy that. But I did enjoy the historical parts of this, like the title, the reason why it's called this. That was really interesting to find out about, because I had no idea about that. And the tragedies in this were very realistic to what people had to go through back in the day, but overall the story just wasn't the best. The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. This gets so much hate, but I thought it was twisty, it was dark, it was chaotic, there was so much going on. And that's probably why a lot of people don't like it, because it is so chaotic and camp, and it's just all over the place, but in like the best way possible. I gave this book a 4-star because it was just so entertaining. It was so dark, and I was genuinely a little bit scared for the characters in this book, and I loved the complex female friendships in this one, so highly recommend this one. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I give it a 3-star. I don't know, I don't really remember anything about this book, to be honest. It just didn't stick out to me, and I just remember when I put it down, I just didn't really want to pick it back up. It just wasn't very interesting to me. Still recommend, like it's still fun for the summer vibes, but just not the best thing in the world. Similar, The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I think I gave this a 3 or a 3.5. I can't remember, but This book had so much potential. Like, I feel like the storyline was super cute, and I don't know, I don't know why I didn't enjoy it. Like, when I was reading it, it just didn't really make me feel anything, but I loved Aaron in it. It was a little bit slow, a little bit too long, so yeah, but it was still a fun time. I still had a good time reading it. It just didn't stick out to me. So we're going to do my Christina Lauren stack, which I have a bit of an unpopular opinion in this stack. If you've seen my channel before, you'll know what that is. Let's start off with the controversial one. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I gave a 3.75 star. I know, maybe I have bad reading taste, I don't know. I loved the flashbacks in this and the reading elements, like the book loving elements. Like, they were so cute together in the past, but the present timeline I did not give two shits about. Like, I didn't care, to be honest. It just, whenever we were in the present, I just wanted to be in the past again. And also the ending, like, a lot of people said that it was SA what happened to Elliot, but if it was that, it was not handled in the right manner, in my opinion. It was sort of just glossed over, and I just don't agree with that personally. I feel like Christina Lauren, if that was what they were intending, they should have spoke about the issue more, in my opinion. But yeah, 3.75, still a good book, just not my favourite Christina Lauren. My favourite is actually one that a lot of people hate, which is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, which I gave 5 stars. I thought this was absolutely hilarious. I thought it was so cute. I was laughing from front to back. I loved it. I loved the storyline. I loved the characters. I love a rom-com, and this was the perfect rom-com to me. In the Holidays by Christina Lauren, which was just a cute, fun time. I gave this 3.75 as well. This was one of the best holiday books I read last year. It was fun, just didn't have much depth, and it's really short as well, but I did really enjoy this. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I gave this a 3.75. Please read this though. Like, I think this is one of the most stunning books. Like, it is written in such a beautiful and impactful way. It has so much depth to it, and I thought it was one of the most beautiful stories. It just wasn't to my taste, I guess. Like, I did enjoy it, but I was a little bit bored in some parts of it, but overall I think the story was phenomenal, and I would highly recommend it. It's Flawless by Elsie Silver, which I gave 5 freaking stars. Oh my god, rating. There was so many like fun dynamics in this. I loved the characters. This is another book where I was smiling from front to back. I also got a little bit emotional at parts because I really related to a female character in this. The Amount of Broken Rolls by Kate L. Walford. This is the perfect summer book. Like, if you're gonna read any book during summer, let it be this one. I gave this a 3. No, I gave it a 4 star, I'm pretty sure. I think I gave it a 4 star. It's If You Have Been With... I always get my words weird, like I can't say this sentence without getting jumbled up. If He Had Been With Me by Lauren Owen. One of my favourite books this year. This book literally just punched me straight in the heart, like that ending. I was not okay for like a week after reading this. I was literally broken in half. Like, I know they're just characters, but oh my god, so freaking sad. One of the most beautiful books I've ever read. The One in Finn's Point of View comes out this year, and it comes out in February, I'm pretty sure, and I have a special edition, and I'm not prepared. I know I'm literally getting emotional thinking about it. I am going to be in tears when I read that book, and I'm not okay. But yeah, please read this one. I gave it 5 stars, obviously. A series next. First we have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, which I gave 5 stars. This is a book that I actually surprisingly never stopped thinking about. Like, it always pops into my brain. I don't know, there was just something about it. I just really fell in love with the story and the Disney vibes and the elements and the dynamic between Rowan and Sarah. Sarah is a character that really sticks out to me. I absolutely adore this one. Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, which I gave 4 stars, I believe. This was... I think the reason why this didn't hit as much as The Fine Print was because the relationship in it. I felt like it moved really quickly, like more like a massive slow burn, but once they got together, 2 weeks of them being together, they were already thinking about like having kids and stuff, which I should have kind of expected, because Declan, if you know this book, he literally has to have an heir to become the CEO or something along those lines. Didn't love that part of it. Like, I felt like there was all this build up, and then they finally got together and everything just went boom, 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 and there was no building up to things, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my brain, but yeah, it was still really sweet. And I will say the relationship between these two was a very, very beautiful connection. Like, I felt like you could really feel the connection between the two main characters in this story. Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. This I gave a 2.5. I could not tell you anything about this book. I don't remember much. All I remember is the twists at the end were good. Like, there wasn't bad twists, but then the male main character made some really questionable decisions. This just wasn't the best to me, and I don't really get the hype, but if you enjoyed it, I'm glad. I just personally didn't. I have Happy Place by Emily Henry, which I gave a 4-star. This was such a hard book to rate because it took me ages, and I mean like probably about over halfway into this book for me to actually connect to the relationship, and I just didn't really love them at the start. I didn't really get it. I didn't really vibe with them, but then towards the end I was really, really loving it, and I thought it was such a sweet story. The main thing about this book for me was the friendship. Like, the group was so freaking good. Like, the scenes with all of them together were my favourite part. Like, the relationship was cute, but I think the friendship was the big part of this book for me. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, which I gave a 3-star. This is so many people's favourite book, and I just didn't get it. Like, they say that you either get it or you don't, and I definitely don't get it. Like, it was just the same crap over and over again. Literally all it was let's be together, let's break up, let's cheat on each other, let's be together, let's break up, let's cheat on each other. It was so annoying. Like, they're just constantly hurting each other, the two main characters in there, and it's just like, just give up and don't be together. You're not good for each other. Just leave each other alone and stop hurting each other. And I just don't get it. I want to get it. Like, to be fair, when I read this book, I did find it entertaining. Like, the drama was very entertaining, but when you get like halfway through and the same stuff is still happening, it gets really repetitive and boring. I would like to reread this though, because when I read it, I was not in a good headspace, so maybe if I reread it, I'd enjoy it a little bit more. Next we have my Pride and Joy Heartstopper series. Absolutely in love with these books. Alice Oseman, which has her own shrine. It's not there now because I've literally just moved these books. Of all of her books, I've only read Heartstopper, but literally once I finished these, I went and purchased the rest of her books. What can I say? I couldn't help myself because these were just the most beautiful things in the world. I just love what Alice Oseman has done with this series. This is going to help so many people. Like, I feel like Heartstopper has changed lives and made people feel so seen, including myself. Like, Nick's character, not Nick, Charlie's character, sorry, his storyline with like food and eating disorders made me feel so seen, and it was just nice to have that to read and relate to, because I've never really had that before. I love these characters so much. I love the relationship so much. It is the most wholesome thing in the freaking world, and I just love that usually when you read LGBTQ plus stories, it's always really, really, really sad, and I feel like in this book it shines light on those sad topics but shows that there is a bright light at the end of the tunnel, and I think that's just so beautiful. But yeah, if you can't tell, 5 stars. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, and 5 stars. Obviously rated every single one 5 stars because they are stunning books, and also the way Alice Oseman draws, like, I love her design so much. They're so freaking cute and beautiful. But yeah, I'm obsessed with that series. My Roommate is a Vampire. This was just the cutest rom-com. I gave it a 4 star. I loved the vampire in this, and the dynamic between these two was so hilarious. Another book that had me giggling from start to finish. Beach Read by Emily Henry, another book I would really, really like to reread. I gave it 5 stars. With Love from Cold World, sweet but not the best. I gave it 3 stars. From Luke Off With Love, I gave this 4 stars. I loved that the two main characters became friends before lovers. There was literally enemies, friends, then lovers, and I thought that was so sweet. And there was just so much depth in this book, and I just loved the way it was developed. I thought it was beautiful. Love Like Files by B.K. Morrison, another one that was really sweet but didn't have much depth. Oh my god, can you tell I've forgotten how to talk after talking too much? I loved the farm in this, like, and the side characters stood out to me so much, but didn't have much depth. I gave it a 3.5. I have A Merry Little Me Too by Julie Murphy and Sarah Simone. Too much lust, not enough depth. Gave this a 3-star. Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Absolutely terrified to read Iron Flame, just because I love this one so much and I know people are loving Iron Flame, so I don't want the series to be ruined. But I gave this 5 stars. The Enemies to Lovers. Phenomenal, one of the best ones I've ever read. I need to read more fantasy and this made me realise that. The Inheritance Games series, which I still need to get the nice covers, but we have The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, which I gave 5 stars. The Hawthorne Legacy, which I gave a 4.5 stars. Then we have The Final Gambit, which I gave 5 stars. This one's my favourite in the series. These are so twisted and fun. Highly recommend these ones. Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I think I gave this a 3.75 or a 4. Cannot fully remember. I'll put it on the screen. I loved the relationship, but it was too much politics. Like, half of this book, probably more than half, was politics. And I just didn't care about that. I just wanted to see the relationship. But the dynamic between these two was one of the best. Like, I loved the forbiddenness of this. It was incredible, but the politics ruined it a little bit for me. Now going on to Lynn Paler, one of my favourite authors. I've read 3 of her books and hopefully going to read more in 2024. But let's go through them. Better Than the Movies by Lynn Paler. Really, I'm going to prioritise rereading this. Even though I have loads of books on my physical TBR, I want to fall in love with this book all over again, because I read this kind of at the start of my reading journey, so I just want to reread it again. I love it so much. Like, honestly, Liz and Wes are just the sweetest couple ever, and I just want to read more about it. And I still think about this book every day. I think about scenes in it. Literally felt like a movie. So yeah, 5 stars, 6-star read for me. The Do-Over by Lynn Paler. If I could reread it, I would, but I'm going to prioritise reading Better Than the Movies. But I would really like to reread this in February because it's set on Valentine's Day. Perfect book to read on Valentine's Day. I gave this a 4.5 stars. Another super cute rom-com by Lynn Paler. I just love the way she writes. It's literally like a movie, as I've said a million times. Mr. Wrong Number by Lynn Paler, which I think I gave a 3.5. Not her best. This was her first adult romance, I think, and I much prefer her YAs. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Made me fall in love with dark romances. Although I literally went from 0 to 100. Like, I went from this to Haunted Adeline. They have very different. This is still dark, but Haunted Adeline is like next level. But this was still phenomenal. I give it a 4.5 stars. I loved the Peter Pan reimagining, and everything about this book was super entertaining. Really have to be cutting out like a lot of me going because I talk too much. Next we have the Twisted series. I feel like you either love these books or hate them. I absolutely love them. They are so addictive and entertaining. You have Twisted Love by Anna Huang, which I gave 4.5 star, I think. Or 4, I can't remember. Twisted Games by Anna Huang, which again, it was either a 4 or a 4.5. This is definitely the best in the series. Love the tropes in this one. Twisted Hate by Anna Huang. The worst one in my opinion. I gave this a 3.75. Still a good book, just didn't hit the same as the first two. A House Across the Lake, I gave this 2 star. Very boring in my opinion. The series that like changed things for me. Like, these were just innocent 6 stars. Absolutely adore these books. They're so whimsical and beautiful. The love story in these is like next level. Makes you feel so many emotions. One minute you're giggling, the next minute you're heartbroken, the next minute you're giggling again. Like, there's so many emotions in these books. They take you on a whole roller coaster, and I think they're some of the most unique books and storylines in my opinion. I would absolutely love to see Disney turn these into movies. Like, they are such Disney coded books. So if you love Disney, read these. But yeah, let's get into it. Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, 5 stars. The Ballad of Never After, 5 stars. This is the best one. This is the one that will probably break your heart. It was so sad. Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber, also 5 stars. A lot of people don't like the ending of this. Like, I do wish we got more of Jax and Evangeline, but I still thought it was amazing. So 5 stars for me. I'm Glad My Mum Died by Bajet. I just speak too fast. I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This really surprised me. Like, I thought the writing was so stunning, and I think the way Jeanette McCurdy told this story, it was very to the point, it was quick, it was easy to read, and I think I wouldn't say easy to read actually, but I mean the writing was easy to read, but the story was very, very gut-wrenching and sad, and will make you think a lot about the childhood Hollywood industry and the damages that it does to children in that industry. It was just heartbreaking. Yeah, I give this 5 stars. Last stack, you guys. Oh my god, let's try and lift it. Last stack, let's do it. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. The reason why I fell in love with reading, the reason why I love rom-coms. This is the cutest book ever. Like, it might be cringy to some people, but it's perfection to me. When in Rome by Sarah Adams, also perfection to me. I loved these two so much. 5 stars. Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Let's go through them. Killjoy, this was just a little novella which I gave 3 stars I think. Then we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which I gave 5 stars. Good Girl Bad Blood, which I gave 5 stars. This one is definitely my favourite. I loved the first one, but I feel like you're more connected to Pippa in this one. And I just loved the twists in this one. Then we have As Good as Dead, which I gave a 4.5 stars. Just something happened in this that didn't really feel right to Pippa's character, but it was still really good. And also it were a lot darker than the first two, which I did really enjoy as well. Highly, highly recommend these books though. Like, I think they are some of the best murder mysteries ever. Like, the mysteries in these are so good. The twists always have you gagged. Like, I think they're perfect. So might as well do 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. Gave this 4 stars. It's literally a book told in one time period, and you're just following these characters as things get twistier and twistier and darker and darker. Loads of secrets are spilled. I think it's so good. Next we have A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole, which I gave a 4 star I think. But I did read this at the start of my reading journey. Even though it made me really sad, I remember it being really slow. Like, I feel like the writing was a little bit too slow for me. So if I reread it, it probably would go down a rating a little bit. Only by a little bit, just because of the slow writing. But I still think the story is really sad and really heartbreaking. So if you want to have your heart broken, definitely recommend this one. And the ending, so sweet and sad and bittersweet. Like, it was just such a bittersweet ending. Icebreaker by Hannah Gray. 4 stars. This, I loved the found family in this. Like, the found family was so freaking good. All the side characters and also the main characters, so good. I loved that this just wasn't toxic. Like, no toxicity at all. It was just a romance. Like, a lot of romances have like miscommunication. This didn't have that. Like, these two have the best communication ever. They're always telling each other how they feel, and that was just really healthy to read. I don't think a lot of authors do that, so I think Hannah Grace is doing something a little bit different with that, and just showing that you can still write a romance without there being miscommunication. So yeah, and it just shows how important that is in a relationship. But yeah, and I also just loved how sweet Nate was. He was such a golden retriever. Loved the dynamic because she was a little bit of a grump. Yeah, highly recommend this one. X's and O's by Amy Lee. I think I gave this 4 star. It was sweet. I loved how she was a book influencer as well. Some parts were a little cringe, but I did still enjoy it, so I gave it 4 star. 3 more books to go. Let's do it. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was a little bit different. It's literary fiction, but I think this is such a phenomenal book. I give it 4 stars. Last 2 books, we have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score, which I give a 4 star. Things We Had From the Light by Lucy Score, which I give 3.75 stars. These were both really good, but obviously I enjoyed this one more. These are a little bit cringy, but I love the cringe. I don't mind a little bit of cringe. And also I enjoy the small town in these books, and I do enjoy the characters as well, especially in this one. I loved Naomi in this one. She was just so sweet. I loved how sweet she was. I just loved the storyline in this one. And this one I didn't enjoy as much because I feel like it was such a slow burn. Again, same with Terms and Conditions. I did enjoy Terms and Conditions more though, but it was such a slow burn, and then they got together and it moved really quickly. So yeah, I don't love it when books do that. Highly recommend this series if you want a good small town romance series. Last 2 books, we're done. Finally. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed hearing everything I have to say about these. Sorry it was really fast, but as you can see there's a lot to get through and I had to do it fast, otherwise this video would be far too long. But yeah, I loved pretty much most of these books. I feel like I had such a good reading year, and here's to more great books in 2024. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!